In my job, I get to travel all over the United States and sometimes the world, and one of the things I use in a lot of examples regarding change is my experience as a triathlete. People go, well, what is triathlon? Is it this, or this, or what about the distances? And I created this video to explain everything. Triathlon actually started in France in the 1920s, but didn't gain in popularity. Modern triathlon was started in San Diego, with the first race happening in 1974. That's right, triathlon celebrates its 40th anniversary in 2014. Triathlon is made up of 3 disciplines. You start with the swim, you move to the bike, and then you finish with the run. Swim, bike, and run. Triathlon. You transition from swim to bike, getting off your wetsuit, that's T1. You transition from bike to run, getting on your running shoes, that's T2. There are several distances in triathlon, not just the Ironman. Let me explain the popular ones. On the shortest end, we have what's known as the super sprint. This is followed by the sprint distance, the Olympic distance. After that is the half or the 70.3, the international long course, and then the full or the 140.6 distance. Super sprint is the shortest. The swim is the distance around a high school track once, that's 400 meters. The bike is a 10K, 6.2 miles. And then the run is 1.5 miles, or 6 times around a high school track. Sprint distance, we'll have a 400 to 750 meter swim. Sometimes it's half a mile. For the bike, it'll be about 12.5 to 16.5 miles. Then the run is a 5K or 3.1 miles. The Olympic distance is quite serious. That's a 1,500 meter swim, almost a mile. Then the bike's a 40K or 24.5, almost 25 mile bike. And then the run's a 10K or 6.2 mile run. The half distance, or the 70.3, is a 1.2 mile swim. That's about 1,900 meters. And the bike is 56 miles, followed by a half marathon run, or 13.1. We're not used to the international long course here in the United States, but it is a 4-kilometer swim, followed by a roughly 75-mile bike. Then it's all wrapped up with a roughly 18.5-mile run. Then the most famous of distances, the full, the 140.6, is a 2.4 mile swim. That's just short of 4 kilometers, 112 mile bike, and then a full marathon, 26.2 mile run. It's long. Next, I'd like to show you about how long it takes to finish each of these. Okay, let's take a look at the super sprint. If you swim fairly slowly, let's say 1 minute 15 for every lap of the pool, and then it's going to take you about 10 minutes to get through the swim. And let's say you bike at 15 miles an hour, which is respectable, not fast, but it's still going to take you about 25 minutes. Then if you run 12-minute mile, which is good starter speed, it takes you 18 minutes. Add transition in there, about 5 minutes, and it's almost an hour. Next, we're going to take a look at the most popular triathlon distance there is, the sprint. Let's say you can speed up a little bit on the swim, the same distance though. Now it's going to take you about 8 minutes to do the swim, and then 15 miles an hour, it'll take you about an hour on the bike. And then a 5K, let's say you speed up to 10 minutes a mile because you've been training, it's 31 minutes. Let's put in transition of 5 minutes, and that's going to put you at an hour and 44 minutes. That's a significant race time, especially considering the fact that you're basically going as hard as you can. Take a look at the Olympic distance. The nearly 1 mile swim will take you about 30 minutes to finish. The bike, we're going to speed up to 18 miles an hour. It's going to take us about 80 minutes to do that. And then we're going to speed up on the run too to 9-minute miles. It'll still take 56 minutes to get a 10K done. Throw in a still relatively fast 5-minute T1 and T2. Finish just under 3 hours. That's serious effort considering average half marathon is about 2 hours. My favorite distance, the half Ironman. Take a look at that. If we maintain a 2 minute per 100 meter pace, it's going to take 40 minutes to finish the swim. And if we speed up to just under 19 miles an hour on the bike, it's still going to take us 3 hours just to finish the bike. And then half marathon, you do a 9 minute per mile pace, that's 2 hours. T1 and T2, blazing speed of 5 minutes, and that's going to put us at 5 hours and 45 minutes. It's an extremely respectable finish time. And remember, you've been going as hard as you can, considering that a full marathon averages about 4 hours. That's great. The next tier, and the last one, is the Ironman distance. Say a 2.4 mile swim is going to take you about an hour and 15 minutes. So we keep the same speed on the bike, that's 6 hours. Then we do the same speed on the marathon, that's 4 hours. Throw in 15 minutes for transition because you're usually further. That's 11 and a half hours. Non-stop. Just crazy. Now the most famous brand for the half distance and the full distance is Ironman. The fastest who race in Ironman races get to participate in their own world championships. For the past 3 years, the world championship for the 70.3 has been held in Vegas. And since 1978, the Ironman has been held in Hawaii. In '82 and beyond, it's been in Kailua Kona, Hawaii. The winner of this race, which takes place this Saturday, will finish in just over 8 hours. The last competitor that will earn the title Ironman will finish in 17 hours. But let's take it back to the local competitor. Even if you're doing a super sprint in an hour, that's quite impressive. I mean, if you move up to the Olympic distance, that's really good. Forget even having to qualify for Las Vegas or Kona. You have done something very amazing. Especially given the trends of obesity, participating in triathlon is impressive at any distance.